Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Barely Inbounds. Hey Dave, the first round of the PGA Championship's in the books.
Big surprise. Tiger Woods in the lead, but I know what's surprising you, but it doesn't surprise me. Patty Harrington right behind him.
But you know what, that's okay, we have another 1-2 finish. Tiger first, Patty second.
No, it's going to be reversed this time, Sal. It's going to be reversed. Patty's got 26 putts today. Pretty good stuff, huh?
Hey, you know what, Dave? Look at how well Tiger played. Missed 2 fairways, flawless round. You know what? This is his 50th major championship as a professional, and this is only his 5th round where he was flawless, bogeyless golf. And the other 4 times, he did it twice at the U.S. Open in 2000, twice at the British Open. So, you know, the guy's really on a tear. You got to think that he's the guy to, go get him.
Yes, stats. You're always throwing the stats at me, but I'm a guy, I like to believe, heart determination. Patty wants to rebound from that debacle at Bridgestone, and he's the guy who can do it.
Well, one thing that we know that's going to be good is we're going to have good theater over the weekend, because you know these two guys are going to be mano a mano. They're going to be playing together tomorrow on Friday, and they're going to be playing Saturday. They're probably going to be playing Sunday, so it's really good. But you know what? Let's get on to some other guys.
That's guaranteed about the weekend. You know, we got the VJ. VJ's coming out of nowhere. I know you've been poo-pooing him all year, but the guy had, hit what, 15 of 18 greens in regulation today. Maybe the big Fijian is back, huh?
Well, you know what? We hope so, because of the fact that he's been pretty much disappeared since he won the FedEx Cup. We know that he had some surgery and things like that, and it takes a while for an old guy like that to recuperate. We know about being old, don't we, Dave?
Speak for yourself, Sal. Come on.
You know, another guy that I was very impressed with today is David Toms. David Toms was the same as VJ. He shot 69, and he really looks determined. I don't know. It's flashbacks to Atlanta Athletic Club, because this golf course is a lot like Atlanta Athletic Club, being really long and narrow and, you know, everything. So you got to wonder.
I'll tell you what, though, Atlanta Athletic Club has better greens. Everybody was moaning about the greens at this place today. Bumpy, putts bumping all over the place.
They were bumpy, and that's the problem with when you have Poana and you have heat, and they were growing, and they showed it on television. You know, you can see the buds and things like that. But you know what can you say? You know, some other really good rounds. You had Robert Allenby, 69. You also had Paul Goydos, who shot 70. Lee Westwood, 70, and things along those lines.
I'll tell you who's not going to be there this weekend, Sal.
It's what?
I'll tell you somebody who's not going to be there this weekend is our buddy John Daly.
Why is that?
WDs after shooting 6 over. He missed.
Isn't Daly kind of becoming a joke?
You know, it was really sad to watch. I was out there for a lot of it, and I was walking around with his swing coach, Rick Smith, and, you know, the guy actually was playing pretty well for a while. In fact, he rebounded a couple of times from 2 bad stretches, and he made eagle on his 16th hole. You know, sinks a long bomb, and I'm thinking, well, maybe the guy's showing a little bit of resilience. And then he goes and he misses a 3-foot bogey putt on his next to last hole, and he 4-putts the last hole, and they were just totally indifferent. He just walked up and swiped at him. It was really, really pathetic to watch.
It has really gotten sad with John Daly. We've always hoped that he could get it together. He was earlier this year in Europe. He had a couple of good rounds, and you know what? It's like a bad record. It always seems to happen with Daly, where he'll do really good and then kind of lose interest and WD and things like that. He's lost 90 pounds. If he could just, you know, kind of like find some kind of a mental guru that'll help him.
You know, he's got a guy, and that's one of the things. You know, Smith is kind of a mental guy. He's always encouraging his students and whatnot. And I felt bad. You know, he left at the turn, and things were going pretty well for Daly. He must have been absolutely shocked when he got off the plane, when he got home and found out that the guy had, you know, finished the way he did in WD, because he did show some signs of brilliance. He's on the 16th. He just hit a colossal drive there, and then hit this little punch shot up to within tap-in distance for his birdie. I mean, the guy still has talent. There's no question.
Right. Well, you know what? Another really big disappointment was Adam Scott. 82 blows. Can you believe that from a guy with his stature?
Unbelievable. And what you come back and told me, the He's parted company with Butch Harmon. Obviously, that wasn't working, huh?
Now they've split up. You know, Butch said that they both agreed that after 12 years maybe this was the right time and things like that. Who knows? Maybe they'll get together. Quite honestly, Adam has to find out exactly what he wants to do. Does he want to play great golf and be like a Tiger Woods or something like that?
Or does he want to be a poster boy?
It's what right now he wants to do a lot of things. He wants to be a surfer. He wants to be one of these guys that goes out with movie stars and things like that. He just doesn't have his life together. He's got to go back to his Swiss chalet, take a little time off, and go, hey, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to work very hard for it. So, hey,
is the
yes.
Club Pro going to win this thing?
It's what?
Is a Club Pro going to win this thing?
You got to be kidding! Yeah, come on.
Well, why don't we go to our expert on that?
Well, absolutely. Hey, we have with us Jay Flemma, who has his own website. He does some work for golfobserver.com. Hey, Jay, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Sal. Dave, great to be on the show.
And you have a special friend that was playing in the club, Club Pro that's playing here. Tell us a little bit about Mr. Roman.
Well, Kevin Roman used to beat the bloody hell out of me when I was a junior golfer. I won one club championship when I was a kid, and then he came along and I never won another one. He's a phenomenal player out of Cherokee Club down in Georgia. He had a little bit of a rough time today.
A little bit of a rough time, 87 blows. You probably could have gone in there and maybe beaten him today.
Well, I think the most embarrassing thing was that his driving distance that it was measured was 151 yards. He hit a tree on all holes. One of the two holes where they were measuring driving distance and went a big total of 51 yards.
Well, you know what? Another thing, guys, that happened today was the Olympic Organizing Committee made their decision. Hey, Dave, you know more about it than I do because I was still in bed when they were doing all the announcements. Tell us what happened briefly.
Well, it was interesting. This was really kind of nobody really knew what the outcome was. A lot of people were optimistic about it, but I saw Ty Vota and Joe Steranka huddled over a laptop watching the simulcast on Olympic.org when it was announced that golf and rugby sevens were nominated to be in the 2016 games. Now, it's not a done deal yet. This is up to a full vote of the 107-member International Olympic Committee, but it's hard to believe that they wouldn't garner a majority vote to get golf into this.
Well, we all know that the reason why they did this is because the R&A wants to spread the game to smaller countries, and the only way those smaller countries is going to get funding is if golf is in the Olympics.
Well, it's great.
Well, it's not just smaller countries, it's big countries too. You look at China, where everybody is just salivating over the potential of China, but the China Golf Association is part of something called the multi-ball sports division or whatever. It's one of 8 sports that they oversee, and if there's a possibility of getting Chinese players into the Olympics, it's going to spin off. It's going to become its own entity. It's going to get a lot of money from the central government, and you're going to see golf courses sprouting up, programs sprouting up, and with 1 point or whatever it is, 2.3 billion people there or something, could be another Tiger coming sometime.
Well, it also brings up another interesting point, though, which is when is the PGA Tour going to make their steroids policy the equivalent of the IOC steroids policy? They still don't test for HGH, and there's still several masking agents that are not on the doping list for the PGA Tour, so there'll have to be some amendments to that in order for PGA Tour players to compete.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
plus,
you know what?
Plus the recretional drugs as well.
You know what? Quite honestly, this is getting kind of far-fetched. What do we all think? It's a slam dunk that golf will be in the Olympics in 2016. Correct? Yes,
absolutely.
It's going to be a slam
fait
dunk.
accompli.
Hey, briefly, Jay.
Yeah.
Who do you like for the rest of the week?
Well, look, we've studied for this test before. Tiger takes the lead, Tiger increases the lead, Tiger runs away, Tiger has a victory lap in the sun, waves to a rival who's coming up 18 as he walks down number 1. I don't see him playing worse than he did today. I see him getting stronger as the week goes on.
Dave, your thoughts?
I like Patty the way he started. He showed me something, and the guy wants to make up for what happened last time. He's a champ. I see major number 4.
Well, Dave, I'm going to take you out for a nice steak, and we're going to have a lot of liquid refreshments put in you. I'll change your mind. Hey, guys, thank you for being around, and we're going to have another edition of Barely Inbounds when play concludes on Sunday.